स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे इस YouTube चैनल में, जहां पे आज हम देखने वाला है एक्सपेरिमेंट नंबर 19। आज का एम है प्रोग्राम टू प्रिंट स्टार पैटर्न। ऑब्जेक्टिव है टू प्रिंट द स्टार पैटर्न यूजिंग द फॉर एंड व्हाइल लूप विद द हेल्प ऑफ पाइथन। सॉफ्टवेयर है विजुअल स्टूडियो कोड और इसके लिए चाहिए अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ पाइथन इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट एंड पाइथन लूप। अगर आपको इसके बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता है, then you can watch the video from the Python playlist of the Python theory related video in our channel. पहले हम देख लेते हैं theory related to star or diamond like pattern. We learn pattern of various type like pyramid and star. Here there will be different pattern created by writing different lines of code. But the basic program consists of two for loops, where in the first outer for loop for rows and the other inner for loop for columns in the pattern. Print function to print the output and the input function to get the user input. The range function used will iterate the loop between the starting range mainly from 0 and ends with an integer number whatever the user input. So let's discuss the step to print pattern in Python. Use the below step to print the pattern in Python. Decide the number of rows in column. So there is a typical structure to print any pattern, like the number of rows and columns. We need to use two loops to print any pattern. You use nested loop. The outer loop tells us the number of rows and the inner loop tells us the columns needed to print the pattern. Accept the number of rows from the user using the input function to decide the size of the pattern. So that is the first step, decide the number of rows and columns. Now second step is iterate row. Next, write an outer loop to iterate the number of rows using a for loop and range function. Now third is iterate column. Next, write the inner loop or nested loop to handle the number of columns. The internal loop iteration depends on the values of the outer loop. Now fourth is the print a star or number. Use the print function in each iteration of nested for loop to display the symbol or number of pattern like a star, asterisk or number. And the final step, that is add new line after each iteration of outer loop. So in this, add a new line using the print function after each iteration of the outer loop so that the pattern display appropriately. So these are the 5 steps. First, decide the number of rows and columns. Second, iterate rows. Then third, iterate columns. Then print. Fourth is the print star or number. And fifth, add new line after each iteration of outer loop. So let's try to understand with the help of Visual Studio Code. Let's try to understand this program with the help of Visual Studio Code. So this is Python program to print full pyramid, and this is the first one. So first one is a pattern 1, and that is full pyramid. So let's start the program. So as we discussed earlier in the theory, the 5 steps are required. First, decide the number of rows in column. Then iterate rows. Third, iterate columns. Print star or number and new lines after each iteration of outer loop. So first, decide the number of rows in columns. So number of rows, that is equal to integer input enter the number of rows, then for I in range 0 to number of rows, for j in range 0 to number of rows minus I minus 1, because we have to draw full pyramid and we have to and with the prints as print and equal to space, and for j in range 0 to I plus 1. For next row, print asterisk sign, so asterisk with and equal to space. Get conditions, okay, column, okay. And finally print blank. So let's save this program. Now run this. So Python 9.py, enter the number of rows 5. There for j in a range, as 5. Okay, so let's run once again. So number of row 5, and you can see this is the full pyramid. So that is the first one, that is the pattern 1, full pyramid. Now let's try to understand second one. Hope you enjoyed the first one and understand the first pattern. We can go or we can understand as many as pattern in this particular video. Now understand second pattern. This is a left half pyramid. In this pattern is just start from the left as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So let's take the second task, that is a same. Okay, so now second task is pattern 2. There's a left half pyramid. Left half pyramid. Okay, I must clear this. Okay. Now let's say k equal to 1. For I in range 0 to number of rows, colon, for j in range 0 to k, print asterisk with space and add equal to. We start from the left side and then increment one by one. So k equal to k plus 1 and print up to the given number of rows. So let's save this program and run this. So number of rows 5. So you can see start with the first, now then space, then 2 and space, then 3, 4 and up to the last, that is a 5 is here even number of rows 5. So this is the second pattern, left half pyramid. Hope you understand and enjoy this pattern video. Let's try to understand the third pattern, that is the right half pyramid. Number of rows, then let's create a variable k that is equal to 8 for I in range 0 to number rows, and in this case print and equal to space, because now it starts with the space. This is the right hand side pattern. So k equal to k minus 2 Okay, so at the time all the like 5 3 2 5 4 3 2 1, so space the variable is decreasing. So here k minus 2 is put, then for j range 0 to I plus 1. Now next row, I plus 1. Then in this case, print asterisk sign with space and blank. So this will be repeated up to the number of rows. Print. Okay, so for I in range 0 to number of rows more than one condition is missing. For j in range 0 to k, in this case print and then k minus 2. For j in range 0 to I plus 1, print asterisk sign and print up to the last number of rows. So let's first clear this. And python main.py, enter the number of rows 5. Why is not printed? 4 5 8. For I in range 0 to number of rows. For j in range 0 to k, print and k minus 2. And for j in range 0 to I plus 1, print asterisk sign and equal to, and print okay 12. Yes, so this is the right half pyramid. So it's position on the right side, then it's ended with the space, and you can see here 5 rows are given, so display up to the 5 row with the right half shift of pyramid. Hope you enjoyed this video. Is there any kind of doubt or difficulty, you can do a comment. Now let's see another pattern, that is the pattern 4, star pattern pyramid. Okay. Pattern. Let's enter in new line. Okay. And rows equal to input, enter maximum stars we want to display on a single line. Then rows equal to integer of rows. यहाँ पर सिर्फ लाइन को अलग कर दिया, वरना जो हम पहले लिख रहे थे वो सेम मीनिंग है. नंबर ऑफ रोज, यहाँ पर रोज लिख लिया. Then for I in range 0 to rows, then for j in range then for I in range rows, यहाँ पे हमें क्या ड्रॉ करना है, पूरा पिरामिड ड्रॉ करना है। तो पहले हम प्लस में जाएंगे, बाद में वही नेगेट कर, मतलब वही हमें रिवर्स में नीचे भी मिलेगा। तो प्रिंट फॉर आई इन रेंज रोज 0 -1। अब हम नीचे जा रहे हैं, तो फॉर j in range 0, I -1, in this case print asterisk sign, frame with and equal to, and finally print so let's save this program. Let's clear this one and this. Python program will print the start parameter, enter the maximum stars. We want to display a single line. Let's say 5. So you can say first start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the first loop, and second loop the decreasing order. So from 5 it is 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so hope you understand this one. This is the fourth one. Now let's try to another pattern. That is a pattern 5. Star pattern with a different style. So let's first clear this. Let's also erase this. Pattern 5. Star pattern with a different style. तो आप जिस तरह से स्टाइल बनाना चाह रहे हो उस तरह से आप प्रोग्राम लिख सकते हो। तो print program to print star pattern in different style. Next, the new line. So and okay, then let's start with the number of rows. So number of rows equal to integer, input, enter the number of rows. For I in range from 0 to number of rows, and for j in range number of rows I and -1। यहाँ पे एक्चुअली क्या पैटर्न ड्रॉ होने वाला है, तो 5 डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में होगा, क्योंकि इसलिए मैंने -1 तो पहले 5 4 3 2 1 ऐसा मैं डिस्प्ले करना चाह रहा हूँ, इसलिए मैंने -1 यहाँ पे दिया। तो -1 then column to print asterisk sign and this, then print so in the simple code 5 4 3 2 1, whatever the number of rows is that, but display in the decreasing order because -1 is here to come. So let's first save, then run 5. So you can see 5 4 3 2 and 1 is there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this pattern video, and now let's do another pattern. Let's say 6, pattern 6, Python star pattern with a different style. So same, it is a program to print different style, then number of row, integer input, enter number of rows. अब इसमें मैं कौन सा पैटर्न लाना चाह रहा हूँ कि इसमें सेंटर से 5 4 3 2 1 इस तरह से आ जाएगा। तो इसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, यहाँ पे फर्स्ट लाइन एज इट इज मुझे ये प्रिंट करना है, सिंपल कोड है। देन सेकंड इज नंबर ऑफ रोज, कितने रो के लिए चाहिए ये है, तो ये भी सेम रहेगा। अब यहाँ पे चेंज होगा, तो फॉर आई इन रेंज नंबर ऑफ रोज, तो आई इन रेंज नंबर ऑफ रोज from 0 to -1। मुझे स्टार्ट तो वैसे ही करना है, लेकिन अब सेंटर में होगा। उसमें इंटरनल में जाएंगे तो 4j इन रेंज नंबर ऑफ रोज, तो स्टार्ट कहाँ था, 0 से, तो 0 नंबर ऑफ रोज -1। ओके, then in this case finally print up to the given rows number. So let's first clear this, save this particular program and run this. Number of 5, and you can see that pattern 6, 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, so number of row for I in range, number of rows 0 -1, for j in range 0, number of rows -1, print and equal to this, for j in range 0 to I, print asterisk sign and plus, and this is the result. Style is a full diamond star pattern. Clear this. Okay, so we can see that here start with the 5 4 3 2 1, but in this case pattern like this, the number decreasing in a sign, it goes as a reverse triangle. Okay, so that can be done with this particular code. So print the program, let's once again repeat this code, print the program to print the star pattern different style, then number of rows, integer input, please enter the number of rows, then for I in range number of rows, comma 0, comma -1, then for j in range 0 to number of rows -I, then print and, then for j in range 0 to I, print star and then is last print up to the last row. So that is the 6th pattern. Hope you enjoy this 6th pattern. Now let's say clear and let's try to run final one from this particular code. There is a pattern 7. Pattern 7, full diamond star pattern, full diamond star pattern. So print program to full integer input, enter the number of rows, then here delete these all things and k equal to 0. अब हमें इसमें क्या चाहिए, पूरा डायमंड चाहिए। तो उसमें कैसा होता है, तो पहले ऊपर में फर्स्ट ट्राइंगल और नीचे होगा रिवर्स ट्राइंगल, तो उस दोनों को जोड़ देंगे तो वो जाएगा फुल डायमंड। सो लेट्स run this code. So k equal to 0 for I in range 1 to number of rows plus 1. पहले 1 से स्टार्ट करेंगे और बाद में इंक्रीमेंट करते जाएंगे। So for j in range 1 number of rows minus I प्लस 1। हर एक रो का जो नंबर है उसमें से हमें एक एक रो उसको निकालते जाना है और उसमें इंक्रीमेंट भी करते जाना है, तो प्लस 1। So this is the main concept line for drawing the pattern. Now print, ये सब आपको पता है, पहले आपको देना है एंड say this one, then while k does not equal to 2 into I minus 1, in this case print asterisk sign then and equal to is and increment the k equal to k plus 1. Okay, and that k plus 1 increment for the while loop only. So once again we get our variable back with the k equal to 0, and this loop is executed up to the final number of rows. Then for k equal to 2, for k equal to 2, there's another variable, it's an am equal to 1. So for I in range, अब मुझे रिवर्स में भी चाहिए ना, तो उसके लिए हम करेंगे for I in range 1 comma number of rows for j in range 1 comma k print and equal to base and then increment the k equal to k plus 1. Then apply the while loop. So while am is greater than or equal to 2 into number of rows m equal to m plus 1, and this is for m. Now for our final m variable as it is, and it is equal to 1, and finally print up to the last one. So let's first save this program and run this, how it is executed. pattern program to full diamond star pattern. Please enter the number of rows. Let's say 5. That's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, and 1. Here second is missing because we have defined that this 2 is not included. If you want to include it, then we can remove this 2 second one. Okay, so you can try it by own with the various kinds of pattern and trying to do different kind of develop this kind of condition and see the result change in the particular program. Wish that you enjoy this video with the different kind of pattern and with the full diamond star pattern as the last one. So with the help of this code, we can print the different style of star or pyramid pattern using the for and while loop with the help of Python program. Request to share with your friends, like this video, and to comment with any kind of feedback or suggestion or difficulty. Thank you.